I want to share with you all one of my absolute favorite, I guess you'd call it a scene, from Monster Hunter World. Will you look at that? The Anjanath, a terrifying, fire-breathing T-Rex monstrosity, just sitting down, relaxing, taking in the beachside view and enjoying the cool breeze coming from the ocean. Now that is a thing of beauty. Hey! Hi! How you doing? This is the Gamertron, and welcome back to the Gamertron Show. Now, there's a lot to love about Monster Hunter World. The amount of variety and versatility with all the different weapon types, the epic grind for resources and loot to build bigger and better and cooler weapons and armor, the many complexities, challenges, and fun to be had playing solo or co-op with other players. But in this video, I want to talk about two of my favorite aspects about the video game Monster Hunter World, them being the monsters, and the world, and how this game gets them both so very, very right. Now, these monsters. I mean, these monsters! Holy hell! Now, monsters in video games are nothing new. Whether it be having monsters as normal minion enemies or big boss battles, we've seen and killed them all. Dragons, dinosaurs, demons, aliens. They're typical, they're stereotypes. And I don't mean that in any negative way whatsoever. Now, while the young, still growing up, yet to be old, have yet to experience the mountainous breadth of content fiction has provided us, in terms of characters, stories, and of course, monsters. They have the privilege of experiencing that wonder and that curiosity, that spark of imagination for the very first time. But for us old grizzled vets of pop culture, we've seen it all. We're desensitized to these creations. We've all watched Jurassic Park, Lord of the Rings, Alien. So creators, artists, have a greater challenge than ever before to make their characters, especially of the creature variety, inspire that same sense of awe. But I can safely say, without a shadow of a doubt, that the Monster Hunter team over at Capcom are masters of their craft when it comes to designing and bringing to life these fictional animals. The amount of time and effort, love and care put into making these monsters have a personality via their designs, their animations, their AI behaviors. Now, on the surface level, on a purely technical level, the monsters in Monster Hunter World are just boss battles. Monster Hunter World is just about fighting bosses over and over again. So how do you combat the obvious repetition of that scenario? You make the bosses dynamic in their behavior, in their mechanics, in how they interact with the environment, the player character, and other AI in the environment. You make each and every single boss, monster, look different, sound different, move different, attack different. You can't just reuse the same tactics over and over again for fighting each and every monster. You have to change up your tactics. The monsters force you to look at them and engage them differently, and the same applies to your weapon of choice, the environment you are fighting the monster in, just the game overall. To put it bluntly, the monsters are the game. There are not a lot of video game series out there where you can say that the boss battles are an integral, one of, if not the most important content and feature in a game. I mean, sure, we have franchises franchises like Dark Souls, the critical indie darling Cuphead, and of course the still a PlayStation exclusive Shadow of the Colossus, which should come to PC, goddammit! Excuse me? Video games of that sort, of that same vein, where the boss battles are a critical, integral part of those games. Those games would not be as successful, as popular, as objectively quality if it wasn't for their boss battles. And when it comes to a video game like Monster Hunter that's all about the boss battles are the appeal of the game, I personally believe that the Monster Hunter team realized that in order to make these bosses, these monsters, special and stand out and be something that you'd want to fight over and over again, have these bosses, have these monsters be more than just that, have them be characters in their own right. Characters that the players, the fan base, could become attached to. Well, then you've got to do more than just solely focus on the boss fight and the combat mechanics. And that's what they did. Now sure, we have content in Monster Hunter World like arena quests and arena challenges where it's just straight to the monster fight. A straightforward boss battle. And while those have their own charm and appeal and fun to be had, you miss out on all the nuance and the intricacies and the little details put into the monsters, their interactions with you, the environment, and the other creatures in the environment. How these monsters, how these bosses interact with the world make them more than just bosses, more than just monsters. They start to look and feel like living, breathing, thinking creatures. As much fun as I've had in the game fighting and killing these monsters, and that's where most of my time has been spent in the game, I'm more than happy to admit that a fair many hours were spent just following and observing the monsters, and watch them go about their lives. It makes you look at these bosses in a video game not like bosses anymore. Watching them eat, sleep, get into turf wars with other monsters, seeing them act out their unique little quirks, and depending on the monster in some cases, just derp around. And the end result of all this attention to detail to the monsters is a better immersive experience. Despite Monster Hunter World being a very video gamey premise, the liveliness and the character of the monsters themselves make you forget you're playing a video game. They make you feel like you're not just participating in another video game boss battle, but in an actual hunt to take down a great animal. However, the monsters themselves wouldn't be nearly as effective or as quality as they are if it wasn't for the world, the environments that were built around them. Now let's talk about the worlds, specifically the open world environments and locations in Monster Hunter World. One of the things I absolutely love about these open world environments is that they are built around the monsters. Obviously, the portions of the development team that were working on the monsters were in complete harmony with the team making these open world environments. Because just watching the way the monsters traverse and interact with the environments, it makes these places and the creatures living in them look and feel like living, breathing ecosystems, not just NPCs plopped into a map. And it takes some dedicated craftsmanship as well as a lot of care to make that look and feel possible. But what I love most about these environments is that after over 100 hours of playing in, exploring, fighting in, these open world environments don't look and feel like your typical generic video gamey open world environments. While yes, there are technically different zones throughout each map, the amount of detail in both the visual design and level design makes these environments, despite being fantastical and fictional, look and feel real. Again, adding to and significantly benefiting player immersion. At no time throughout my playthrough of Monster Hunter World did some piece or part of the environment stick out like a sore thumb and break my immersion, making me think and feel, oh yeah, I'm playing a video game. However, I do want to clarify, video games are not obligated to be immersive, but immersion in video games is not an easy feat to pull off, so I still congratulate it and consider it to be a positive nonetheless. And damn it, I just need to gush about these environments. They're also visually beautiful and easy to get lost in, whether it be hunting monsters, gathering resources, completing side quests and bounties. It's very easy to lose hours upon hours of your time just going on an expedition in these open world environments. And another Cover Positive Edition on top of that is memorizing, getting to learn, become familiar with, comfortable with these environments enough that you know all of the shortcuts, secret areas, monster and resource hotspots, discovering and unlocking all the different camps for easy fast travel around the map. Exploring, becoming a part of these open world environments is tied into the progression system. And it's just another of one of the many satisfying aspects, features, and content of Monster Hunter World. I really can't express enough how much I love these monsters and how much I love these open world environments. I mean, just admitting my personal biases, I love monsters in fiction, in fantasy fiction, and Monster Hunter World literally just has an entire bestiary of dinosaurs and dragons. I mean, the Anjanath is a fire-breathing T-Rex. The Tobi Kadashi is a giant electric snake squirrel. The Radoban rolls around in bone armor. The Palamu is a big, fluffy bat dragon. The Kulu Yaku is a giant retarded bird, and Diablos is a cheating whore! Excuse me. Then we have all the beautiful and intimidating wyverns, the Rathian, the Rathalos, the Legiana. And then there's my absolute favorite, the dragons! For those of you who don't know, I absolutely positively love dragons. Favorite creature in all of fiction, and oh, this Monster Hunter World has some awesome dragons. Nergigante, Valhazak, Teostra, Kushala Daora, and of course the epic Zora Magdaros and Xeno'jiiva. I love the designs of all these monsters. I love fighting them. I loved getting to know them almost as characters. And when it comes to the environments, while they're all beautiful, they're all great, they're all of objective quality, my two personal favorites have to be the Ancient Forest and the Coral Highlands. They're just an absolute treat to look at, observe, absorb, and of course explore. And that, everybody, is how Monster Hunter World gets the monsters and the world so right, and why I love them. Anyways, that's been a video. I hope you liked the video. If you indeed like the video in any way, shape, or form, please be sure to the like button. The like button too helps me, helps everybody involved in the video. Hit the like button. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts, feelings, and opinions on the topic of this video? Let me know in the comment section down below. Loving comments, getting yelling of comments, please leave a comment. If you want to help out and support this video, then please share it on social media, Twitter and Facebook. And if you want to help out and support me directly, well, those are always Patreon. Anyways, guys, that's been a video, and I'll see you all later.